Well, here we are. It's the first day of winter, and this is the time I usually set aside to talk about what I've been watching this past season. Didn't think I was actually going to make one this season, but I held a vote on my forum and I got an overwhelming 3 responses. So, backed by popular demand, here I am. And I must say it's been a busy season and a lot of great videos have come out, so let's dive right into it. First and foremost, let's talk about this season's Vlogger Award. I have to give this season's Vlogger Award, without question, to one Steve Benway. Here's a guy who always has something new to watch. Without fail, every time I check with YouTube, it's always something interesting. He's got a lot of videos on vintage computer games from the Commodore 64 era and earlier. You know, those types of computers that used cassette tapes instead of discs. Great stuff. Great entertainment. So what have I been watching besides vlogs? The usual suspects, mostly. The VRA award winner, Half Blind Gamer, had a huge season with tons of videos. 8-Bit Rob had some good ones worth watching, including a Shadowgate video, which I particularly enjoyed. I also spent some time watching a great show called Video Games and Consoles from the Loft, which is run by a guy named Chipsters, who's a heck of a cool guy, so make sure you check him out if you've never heard of him. Then there's Zero Punctuation. Zero Punctuation is one of those shows I've been able to keep up with constantly, and it never seems to let me down. Every Wednesday there's an episode that's usually somewhat entertaining. However, Zero Punctuation had an episode recently which took a break from the usual formula of being entertaining to feature Yahtzee, the show's creator, driving around in Washington, D.C. Congratulations, Yahtzee, you just got paid to make the least entertaining commercial review I've ever seen. Now, I find it easy to bash Zero Punctuation because it's got higher ratings than some cable shows, and it makes me as bitter as a 90-year-old man who just discovered he wasted his life watching stupid internet shows like Zero Punctuation. But in actuality, it is indeed a good show, although I dare say the entertainment value of the show doesn't hold a candle to playing through one of the good old Trilby games. Yes, take that, you stupid professional polished success in the field of entertainment that I flop around in like a fish out of water. I hope you choke on the cigars you smoke that are made out of $100 bills. That is, if they even have cigars where you live. Now let's talk about RetrowareTV.com. RetrowareTV.com picked up 2 new shows recently, one after another. They were Guru Larry and Jammin' Slaver. Let's talk about Jammin' Slaver for a minute. Jammin' Slaver's premiere episode on RetrowareTV.com was Command & Conquer Renegade. Now this season, prior to putting that out, they appeared on RetrowareTV.com with a prior stock of good episodes. I started going through them to catch up a bit, and I discovered something. This is a really good show. I mean, entertaining to the last. Most times, if a show's talking about a game I'm not really interested in, I can't watch the show. But that's not the case here. The presentation is great, the episodes are timed and paced well in every episode, regardless of the headlining title. It's very, very entertaining. Go to RetrowareTV.com right now and watch Jammin' Slaver. Now let's talk about the HVGN. It was nice to see the HVGN return to the scene, making his last few videos. We're even treated to a proper episode, complete with a new intro and everything. That's something we haven't seen in quite some time. He also has a brand new logo and it seems to do the job quite nicely. He made an announcement that he was invited to the next MagFest to participate as a guest. So kudos to you, HVGN. This also means he's taking another hiatus to work on his DVD. Not to mention finish up those 2 Starship Amazing albums we've been waiting on. Now let's talk about Gooch and the Douchebag. They continue their work on their top 10 worst consoles of all time. They've been chipping away at this series for about 6 months now. I must say though, it's lived up to all the imaginary hype that I've built up in my head while loading up their YouTube page and constantly hitting the refresh key all day while waiting for one of their videos to be posted simply so I can leave the comment first in their comments section. Most of their time lately has been put into making their podcast, which is coming along quite nicely, I must say now. They have been cool enough to give me a guest appearance on 2 different occasions, so check out Gooch and the Douchebag Radio while you're at it. Also recently discovered a show called Big Smile Reviews. The basic concept here is you have a fairly commonplace reviewer who just goes over the top with his enthusiasm. Then he calms down and starts talking about the game that he's featuring and is a pretty smart and pretty cool dude. He takes time to respond to every single comment that's left to him, and it's always nice to see a positive influence, positive enthusiasm in game reviewers because there's so much negativity. So that's what I've been watching whenever I do get a few minutes to watch a video. So the winner of the Fall 2009 Video Review Award has got to be, without question, Jam and Slaver with Command & Conquer Renegade. This episode sparked me to watch this man's entire archive. I recommend you head over to RetrowareTV.com right now and watch it. Here's a link to one of his episodes he's got posted on YouTube. Thanks for watching. I hope that you enjoy the winter, watch lots of videos, and I will see you at the next VRA. This is Critical Failure for Tiger Claw TV, signing off.